Good afternoon, Jim.
Hey, bro. You got me going?
Yep.
All right, bro. I got the heavy stuff. I feel like Red Fox and Sanford and Son. I got the heavy stuff. You got the light stuff, Cal. That'll work, though. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's a good day out here. It's a good day. It's good. We still here, bro.
All right, how's it going, Jim?
Brother Cal, good to see you, brother. It's going great.
It's my understanding you ran across Craig Munson.
I did. At one of my favorite eateries, 57th and Central, the Shack Burgers. They make a really good spicy hamburger there. You guys got to try it. I ran across Munson. I mean, God, you know, what a pleasure. He and I had a chance to have a sit down and talk about some things, even some things I said in my first interview. I said that Craig Munson ended up knocking out Raymond Washington.
Were you there, or did you get this from a credible source?
I got it from a credible source. Alden Jones, any original Crip, and I mean original. I'm talking about these guys will be 63, 62, 61 years old. These are the people that you would talk to about this right here. I stand corrected on that. I repeated something that was told me, and that's what you get from passing hearsay. What Munson told me was, and he demonstrated that he took his hand and cupped it like so, and he slapped Raymond and told him not to ever come around here again. And he also said to me that the avenues were never Crips, and that we have to tell the people the truth, Jim.
All right, what do you know Munson's age difference, Munson and Raymond?
4 to 5 years. I believe Munson had to be 19 at that time, and Raymond, of course, was 15. And it's interesting because we spoke of Jamel and the problems that he was having with early avenues, that they were 18 and 19 coming up to school to bother him. Interesting. It's interesting that in our days, 18 to 19 years old, most of us was getting out of gangs at that time. You were considered old at 19 and still gang banging. And Raymond started his gang. Munson said once he slapped Raymond, Raymond said, "I'm going to start my own gang." Well, at that time, the avenues was on their way out. They're 18 and 19 years old. Same thing with Bobby and myself. We gang banged for 2 years. I was 16, 18. I'm too old. I'm gone. I'm out. Bobby's 19. We left it alone. The avenues had nothing whatsoever to do with the Crips. Those are two gangs completely different. The avenues didn't run very long. Munson said they started in 67 and was done by 69. And I would say this to people. I heard somebody say Jimmy Lavender only gang banged for 2 years. I think the avenues ran for 2 years. They are the fathers of the Crips. Raymond somewhat got his ideals from them, and look what you have still going on all these years. I ran for 2 years as a gangster and the destruction of my own people, and I personally think that 2 years is too damn long for what I did my damn self. So what? For 2 years I hated on my people, and for that I am and forever regretting that.
Yeah, some people gang banged for less than 2 years and was killed.
Yeah.
So a lot can happen in 2 years.
A lot can happen in 2 years. That's a long time, especially when you're a frontline soldier. Molly and Gangster from Santana Block said something. Every gangster is not a frontline gangster. And when you're a frontline gangster, 2 years is a long time to hurt a lot of people.
Did Big James hang in the Jordan Downs that you know of? Did he have friends in the projects?
I don't know if he hung in the projects or not, but friends, yes. The Jordan Downs went to 3 elementary schools. One would be Wigan, 102nd and 92nd Street. The guys that lived around 99th between Grape and Juniper all went to 92nd Street School where we went. So they, of course, were Jimmy's childhood friends. Did he hang out over there in projects? I don't know. Again, he was bullied a lot, so I don't know if he would have taken the chance to go over there and be bullied. You know, there's a whole bunch of kids in the projects, and you know, they could be a lot of trouble over there. The projects, the same projects that had the likes of Alpha Pygmy and the Pygmies and those guys, when they would walk down the street, you would hear, "Here come the Pygmies," and everybody would run. So I don't think Jimmy Miller would too much have taken a chance of hanging in the projects. Not because he was such a big target to be picked on anyway. So mainly he hung around Caramai and Hickory, Juniper, around 92nd and 97th Street.
You just ran across one of the Pygmies recently, right?
Yeah. I saw Munson Thursday, and I think it was Monday I ran across Alpha Pygmy, and he and I had a brief conversation. Hopefully you'll get a call from him really soon. I asked him about the name, Pygmy, and I thought it was his last name, and I just recently found out that it wasn't, that some brother had went over to Africa and came back, and he saw the Watusis, the tall people. He traveled all over, and then he ran across the Pygmies, I think in the Congos. And Alfred said when the guy came back, he looked at Alfred and his twin brother, Ronald and Donald, and said, "Man, you guys are like those little Pygmies," and started calling them the Pygmies, and that's how they got their name. And since elementary school, we all thought that their last name was Pygmies, and we all thought that they were really from Africa, but not so.
The Pygmies were big troublemakers, right?
They were feared. They were feared in the projects. They put hands on a lot of people. They had people change direction from going one way to the other. Were they bullies? I can't say. I never had a problem with the Pygmies. They had a crew though, Lil Ernest, Ricky. They had Tyrone Tate. They had a crew. They had a crew though.
So Alfred agreed to an interview. What you
Alfred
think about
agreed
that?
to an interview. He said he'd be glad to fight. He's fired up to do it. He also mentioned that he's going to call Tyrone Tate to see you. So I'm looking forward to that interview. I really want to see that one. I really want to hear what Tyrone have to say.
I'm looking forward to both of those. Those are two good ones.
That would be a good one right there. I did ask Alfred, and I don't want to take away from his interview, about the glove. The Pygmies, all three of them had a reputation for having a glove on their right hand. And Alfred went on to say, more than the glove, that they would tie a rope around their glove or a string around that glove. And but I know one thing, for them three little short brothers, they was known to have a knockout punch. So either one of them you got into it with, it wasn't no good. Alfred is actually Munson age. He's 66, 67 years old. So I'm not taking nothing away from his fighting skills, because those guys in his age group are the ones who feared pound for pound. Alpha Pygmy. I want to add truth about documentaries and interviews where people lied. And today got a lot of people misinformed for dollars. It's no doubt. In the early 80s, I know my brother Bobby started first doing documentaries, and I've been asked several times for documentaries, interviews throughout the past, and you never seen me on one before you, Cal Mac. I rejected all of them. I'm not for sale. I'm not for sale. And so many people, like Munson said, we got to tell the truth. And so much untruth has been told, and that's why I agreed to sit with you so that people can know the truth. Well, my age is passing away. We dying off. Nearly all my buddies gone. Munson said the same thing. Nearly all his buddies gone. And we got people still out here lying, and we got people trying to cover up what they lied about 20 years ago. Even with Bishop family, I heard people claiming to be co-founders, generals of Bishop. But when they bring them to me, they won't come. They won't discuss Bishop information with me because they know that I'm going to bring out the falseness in them. I have too many homies dead, too many homies on 25 years or so under the name of Bishop for some people to be lying out here for a few dollars. So I can say that even happened in Bishop. I won't call no names. They know who they are. And today, a lot of the homies in my neighborhood is misled. Truth been mixed with falsehood. So yeah, of course, documentaries, the $200 to $300, $400 they used to give people in the early days because somebody over here told them they know this person from this particular gang and they had a big name. Go back to what the brothers from Santana said. Everybody wasn't on the front line that had a name. So they go find this person, he want the dollars. So he give or mislead false information, and we suck it in, and we say, well, this is what happened with Bishop, this is what happened with bounty hunters, and in truth, it's all based on lies.
And leave everybody confused.
Sorry?
And that leaves everybody confused.
It leaves everybody confused, and this is why I challenge all the triple OGs. I straight challenge you right here on Cal Mac video. Straight challenge you. I don't know nothing about how blood started. That was after me. I can't talk about that. But if you want to talk about anything prior to that, or our gangs, I'm with that. But we all, here's the thing that gets me, Cal. We say that we need to stop what's going on in these streets. But how in the hell are we going to stop what's going on in these streets when you got 61, 62, 63-year-old men won't even come together and sit down themselves and talk? Shameful to me. Now, it's weak in them. It's weak in them. Nobody gonna beat you up. We don't do that no more. We don't do that no more. We should be able to come out and discuss truth for the guys that's under us so they would know truth instead of all this falsehood that's going around. Let's bring out the truth. Let's sit around at the table, let the people, Cal Mac, you film us, and let the guys decide for themselves. Now, me included, drugs was a big thing with gangs in the early days. I don't know where all that shit came from. We had pills, we had weed. Me personally, I don't call weed no drug, but we had that in our days. And we had glue. Where in the hell did that angel dust come from? And I was affected by that. It made me crazy as bad out of hell. Sleeping in laundry mats, don't know where my car is, putting the homies in jeopardy, looking for my car, going to enemy territory. My car 2 miles over here. How in the hell to get over there? I don't know. So drugs came into the neighborhood. Then we had the other one came out, paint thinner. Paint thinner. Putting that stuff on a rag, soaking it in our nose and messing up our brain cells. So to say that, with all the stuff we put in our bodies, we all ain't gonna remember, right? We have memory loss, man. We did it to ourselves. So we understand that now, but we still should come up there to correct our wrong by explaining to the people what we know, what happened, and I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna find Little Vince. I'm gonna put that out there. I'm gonna run down Little Vince because something's bothering me. Something else I said in my interview. I said that the Pirus was once Crip. I heard that for 40-something years, and I hung out with Pirus. I said that, I believe it to be true. I don't say nothing unless I believe it to be true. You know, when A.C. Babalui came out and said,
I'm the only one from Piru that was Crip.
After I said, yes, they were, I said, let me go see my god sister. So I drove to Compton to see Cynthia Nunn. I talked to Cynthia Nunn about it, and what she said to me was, Jim, Tam and Puddin is turning over in their grave every time they hear y'all say that they were Crips. That's what she said. Now, I want to get to the bottom of it, and the only way I know to do so is to find the person that I know would know, and that would be Little Vince from the Pirus. He was there day one. He gonna know. It won't be too hard for me to run him down. I'm gonna hope to see if he come out and tell you himself. But if not, then I'll pass it on to you what he said.
Good stuff, good stuff.